factoring monomials. In other words, they're going to give you an expression, either a binomial or trinomial, in other words, 2 or 3 terms, and they're wanting you to factor out the biggest thing that they have in common, or in mathematical terms, the greatest common factor. So, let's say that I have 10x plus 50. What is the biggest number that would equally divide into 10 and 50? It's 10. And so if you were to divide both of these by 10, now you don't have to show me this, but some people it does help. In other words, literally if you were to put those over 10, 10x over 10 is just x. Bring down the plus. 50 divided by 10, 5. And the good thing about factoring is you can always multiply it back out and check your answer. 10x plus 50. And you've got it. Let's say if I had 3x squared plus 18x. Well, first focus on the numbers. So 3 and 18, what is the largest thing that would go into both of them evenly, or the other mathematical term, greatest common factor? So the biggest thing that 3 and x squared, or 18 rather, would go into 3. But then this time something special happens. One of them has 2 x's and the other one has 1 x. So if one of them has 2 and the other has 1, which is the most that you can take out of both of them? Well, you can take a 1 out of this one and a 1 out of this one, and you're only left, and this one still has 1 left. So that's why the greatest common factor is actually a play on words. It's actually the smallest number of variable represented. So if this one has 2 x's and this one has 1 x, out of 2 and 1, the smallest number is 1. So you can take out an x. So if you take out an x, that would leave you, remember if you want to show this step dividing, you can. 3 goes into 3 evenly. And then x squared divided by x, x. Bring down the plus. On this one, 3 goes into 18 rather, 6. The x's cancel. And then you're done. What about if I said 14x squared y plus 21xy squared? Well, first you focus on the coefficients. 14 and 21, the greatest thing that both of them would be able to divide into equally, or as far as the greatest common factor of 14 and 21, is 7. Then look at your variables. 2 x's and 1 x. So remember with this, you're always looking for the smallest one. So 2 x's and 1 x. So 1's the smallest. 1y and 2y. 1y is the smallest. So now, let's see what's left. If you take out the 7xy, what's left? So imagine dividing it by 7xy. Well, 7 goes into 14, reduces to 2. You've got 1x left. Y's are gone. Bring down the plus. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. 7 goes into 21, 3. X's cancel. 2 minus 1, 1. Now you can even, it can have more than that in variables, and it can even get, 3 terms. Like let's say if I had 9x squared minus 27xy plus 81y squared. Well, notice how in this one, look at the numbers, 9, 27, and 81. The greatest common factor of those 3 course, 9. Then look at the variables. This one has 2 x's, no y's. This one has 1 x, 1 y. This one has 2 y's. So none of the terms have anything in common. So all you can take out is the 9. So x squared minus 3xy plus 9y squared. And you're done. It looks like you haven't done much, but you've done all you can. Now, speaking of which, if it's something like 5x plus 12y, something that has nothing that you can deal with, then you just put prime. But usually there's at least something that you can take out. I was trying to think of anything weird. Factor by grouping is kind of like greatest common factor, but we won't get to it yet. So I guess that's all for today. Thank you very much.